Fincen files. Suspicious activity report is one of the most critical element of the profile of the AML investigator in any bank. Daily, they deal in suspicious transactions. But the work done by the AML investigators reached out to masses on the 21st of September 2020, when almost every important newspaper in the world mentioned about suspicious activity reports. International Consortium of Investigative Journalists announced the leak of more than 2,500 documents, most of which were files that banks sent to the U.S. authorities. The leaked files were sent between 2000 and 2017. These 2,500-odd documents are important as they cover about $2 trillion worth of transactions, and they are only a tiny proportion of the suspicious activity reports submitted over the period. These documents were considered to be banking systems' most closely guarded secrets. Banks use them to report suspicious behavior, but they are not proof of wrongdoing or crime. They were leaked to BuzzFeed News and shared with ICIJ. Knowing these leaks is important for the AML investigators who deal in filing SARs. This video is a part of the Certification in AML Investigations program offered by Regtechtimes Academy. These leaks uncovered some of the information that banks would prefer the public not to know about. These leaks revolved around two concepts. First is Fincen, which is the U.S. Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. These are the people at the U.S. Treasury who combat financial crime. Concerns about transactions made in U.S. dollars need to be sent to Fincen, even if they took place outside the U.S. Second concept is the Suspicious Activity Reports, or SARs, are an example of how those concerns are recorded. A bank must fill in one of these reports if it is worried one of its clients might be up to no good. Generally, in most countries, the report is sent to financial intelligence units. What has been revealed? HSBC allowed fraudsters to move millions of dollars of stolen money around the world, even after it learned from U.S. investigators the scheme was a scam. JP Morgan allowed a company to move more than $1 billion through a London account without knowing who owned it. The bank later discovered the company might be owned by a mobster on the FBI's 10 most wanted list. Evidence that one of Russian President Vladimir Putin's closest associates used Barclays Bank in London to avoid sanctions which were meant to stop him using financial services in the West. Some of the cash was used to buy works of art. The husband of a woman who has donated £1.7 million to the UK's governing Conservative parties was secretly funded by a Russian oligarch with close ties to President Putin. The UK is called a higher-risk jurisdiction, and compared to Cyprus, by the intelligence division of Fincen. That's because of the number of UK-registered companies that appear in the suspicious activity reports. Named in Liechtenstein list, Swiss leaks, Panama Papers and Paradise Papers, the Indian-born owners of diamond conglomerate Rosy Blue figured in Fincen files with largest set of transactions red-flagged by banks to U.S. financial watchdog Fincen. Chelsea owner Roman Abramovich once held secret investments in footballers not owned by his club through an offshore company. The United Arab Emirates Central Bank failed to act on warnings about a local firm which was helping Iran evade sanctions. Deutsche Bank moved money launderers' dirty money for organized crime, terrorists and drug traffickers. Standard Chartered moved cash for Arab Bank for more than a decade after clients' accounts at the Jordanian bank had been used in funding terrorism. After these leaks, Fincen said the leak could impact on U.S. national security, compromise investigations, and threaten the safety of institutions and individuals who file the reports. The Financial Crimes Enforcement Network Fincen has issued an advisory that any unauthorized disclosure of a SAR is a violation of U.S. federal law. This concludes our session on the suspicious transaction reports and Fincen files.